Hey everybody, welcome to the stream. Thank you guys for being here today. I really appreciate it. Amy, Esme, Sikayu, Dante, Wayne, Karen, Nenya, Melissa, welcome everybody. Hope everyone is doing well today. Apparently, I was on auto flight for a little bit too long. Kind of passed up exactly where I was trying to go. So we found out at the end of the stream yesterday, after aiming for level 78 all day long, nobody wanted to tell me until the end of the stream that we actually have to be level 80 in order to go into Cataclysm content. So yeah, at the end of the day yesterday, after eagerly anticipating and hitting level 78, I found out that we were not going into Cataclysm. That we in fact have to get level 80. So yeah, it was great. So that's what we're gonna do today. Today we're gonna hit level 80. Mitosh, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here today. We seem to have a mob deep in the ground. Potentially too deep. Yeah, this is not going well. It's not going well. Mitosh, you were a bit burned out. I was a bit burned out by the end of the day yesterday. Yeah, the leveling gets to a point where it's like, okay, I'm ready for the leveling to be done anytime. And yeah, so yesterday I streamed for 6 hours, almost 6.5 hours, because I thought getting to level 78 was important. I thought getting to level 78 was going to get me out of this content and into the current content. But that wasn't true. That was not true. It was not what happened. And I didn't find that out until like 6.5 hours of pushing really, really too hard to get to 78. So yeah, I burned out yesterday. Today was almost a retail stream, just to do something different because I played way too long yesterday. And then it wasn't that I played too long. If I had played for 6.5 hours and I had hit the goal that I set out for, that would have been fine. Then the burnout would not have happened. But instead I played 6.5 hours hanging out with 200 people, telling everybody, hey, 78, we're going into Cata 78 all day long. And all day long nobody told me, hey Rob, you gotta hit 80, man. No one told me that until I literally hit 78. Like, they waited until I hit level 78, then they're like, yeah, no, you can't go into Cata content until 80. I'm like, oh, thanks. Thanks for telling me now. So yeah, we almost aren't doing this today. I'm still not sure if I'm going to do this for the whole day, or if I'm just going to do this for a little bit and go play something else for like the afternoon time. It's very likely that we play this for an hour or two and then I'm going to have to go do something else. Because yeah, I played too long yesterday for no reason. I don't mind playing for 6.5 hours when it's for a purpose. But playing 6.5 hours for no reason burned me out. It was confirmed that JJ's next week. All right. Do we put this character on the shelf until next week? CNET, you got burned out too. Yeah. You got burned out too. Yeah, it's like, that was it, right? 6.5 hours for no reason, burnout. Yep, it was dumb, and I wouldn't have done it if I didn't think we were going to go to Cata content. I probably would have played. I was having a good time, so I probably would have played for like 4.5, 5 hours yesterday. No way would I have pushed myself for 6.5 hours. Had anybody told me at any point that it wasn't going to happen, I would have been like, oh, okay, cool. I would have thought to myself, we have a couple more days in Northrend, no big rush. Yeah, I messed myself up pretty good. JJ next week. Yeah, do I shelf? Guys, like, this is a serious question. Do I shelf this character for the week and just wait for the JJ? I feel like Blizzard is dropping the JJ now to spite me. I'm obviously going to take this all very personally because I came back to Cata for mop prep before anybody did. I came back to Cata for mop prep first. And now they're gonna drop the JJ next week. I feel like I'm just gonna have to take this personally. But I'm really like wondering if I should just park this character at 80. Because the level 80 to 85 content is gonna be gruesome. It's gonna be gruesome until we're like actually having fun doing heroics. So yeah. Let's think about that a little bit. Because I think that parking this character at level 80 would be the really smart thing to do. Because then we can just dungeon grind through the 80 to 85 stuff and just get it done really fast with the Joyous Journey buff. And then we're into heroics, you know, we can do a bunch of heroics. Then I can use the JJ to level up the Death Knight. So then we'll have JJ for the whole Death Knight after we get the heirlooms. And maybe we'll have time for another character after that, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be much smoother with the Joyous Journeys buff. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Because I've talked so many times, you guys have heard me talk about how the level 80 to 85 zones are like my least favorite zones in the game. I talk about it all the time. It's not a secret that I really, really despise the leveling in the 80 to 85 zones. There's not a single zone that I like. There's just varying degrees of apathy and hatred. And so the faster I can get through that content, the better off I'm going to be. And the better off you guys are going to be, honestly. And by the end of it all, there might be more of you hanging out still. Because if I have to do 80 to 85 just like the old-fashioned way, I don't think anybody's going to want to watch by the end of it. Because I just really don't like those zones. The 5-mans are a lot of fun. That's the weird thing. I like the 5-man dungeons. I hate the leveling zones. Isn't this about me having fun? Well, yeah, it's about me having fun and you guys having fun hanging out with me while I have fun. Yeah, so if I'm not having fun and you're not having fun, then we should do something else. Yeah, it absolutely is about everybody just enjoying themselves. I know that I don't like the 80 to 85 leveling zones. I know that I would rather dungeon grind through those levels, which we can't do without the Joyous Journey buff. Like, dungeon grinding through those levels is going to be too tedious without a boost. Could we do some 5-mans before it gets benched? Nah, I think I'm gonna bench it at 80. I'm just gonna bench it at 80. 80 to 85 is gonna take like 20 hours if we do it the old-fashioned way. If we do it with Joyous Journey, it takes like maybe 8 hours, 10 hours, you know, something substantially less. And listen, look in the chat above. This content has burned out both of my leveling companions. Like, they both got burned out. Mitosh got burned out the day before yesterday, and then CNET got burned out yesterday. And so this is clearly, like, burning through this content this way is clearly not sustainable. It's clearly not sustainable. And so I think taking a break until next week, coming back at level 80, finishing up to 85, we get a bunch of heirloom gear from heroics, we do the Death Knight really fast. You know, I think that's the way to go. And then we can do other stuff during this week. It just doesn't make sense now. If they have officially announced the Joyous Journey buff, it doesn't make sense to be leveling the old-fashioned way past level 80. You know, up to level 80 is nice and smooth. You know, leveling up to 80 has been fine. But it's going to get slower and more tedious and more boring. That's the reality that we're looking at. That is it. I don't like them at all. The best of the 80 to 85 zones is simply a theme park experience with some quest along the side of the road. The worst of them is just like absolute tedium. See Deepholm and Vashtir. I don't like any of them. There's not a single one that I'm like, oh man, I'd really like to see this zone again. I guess the one I hate the least is probably Twilight Highlands. Twilight Highlands is probably the zone that I hate the least. But even that, like, I don't really need to see it again. I have no real impetus to ever step foot there again. They're just not good zones. They didn't have enough time to make really good zones. They just cobbled them together. They threw some quests inside of them. They made them way too tedious, and then they moved on. We could talk about this throughout the morning, but I think I'm going to shelf the character at 80, and then I think we'll play some retail for the next week, because why not? Why not just play some retail or something for a week? Something we're not going to get super attached to, something that's not going to take a lot of time. Let's just go level up a retail character for the next week. That'll be done super fast. And we don't have to be really attached to it. We can just have a chill time leveling up a character. We can see some content, like whatever. I don't know. Just for something different to do. Yeah, I see that. I think it's a good idea just to get him to 80, you know? You don't have to, by all means. Like, if you are that burned out, and I understand if you are, don't push yourself. But me, I just want to get 80, because I feel like 80 is a good shelving point where I can easily come back to it. You know, we can take the character right into the Cataclysm content, like right at 80. So yeah, I feel like that's just like, for me, that's an orderly place to shelf it. Whereas if I shelf it now, it feels like a very sketchy place for me to stop playing the character. For me, I just need to hit a milestone before I decide to put this on the shelf for the week. And guys, when we say 1 week, did they give a date, or are we still speculating? Do we have an actual date when the Joyous Journey buff goes live? Because that's important as well. Like, if this is still just hearsay stuff like we were hearing about yesterday, or if they've officially put up a blue post with a date and time and all that. It's still fucking speculation. God damn it. God damn it. Please, guys, it's like, I get it, okay? Like, if you guys are gonna bring speculation into the channel, please put some kind of, for me at least, because I'll just believe whatever you say. Please put some kind of disclaimer when you're bringing speculation into the channel, into the chat. Like, you could say, I don't know if this is official, but, or I heard this on Reddit, so I'm not sure, but please don't just come in and say, like, did you hear about JJ next week? Like, because what that says to me is that says there's been an official blue post, there's a date on, like, let's just not. It's like, it's confusing to me because I'll just believe whatever you guys say. And like, when you say it so assuredly, like it's a real thing, I'm just more prone to believe you. And then no one else second guesses. No one else is like, well, that's just hearsay. And now I'm making all these plans. And now I've made all these plans in my head for what we're doing. So God, for my sake, just like, if it's going to be speculation, just give me some linguistic indicator that the information you're giving me is not real. Just any kind of linguistic indicator. You could say, take this with a grain of salt, or I saw this on Reddit, or I'm not really sure because it's not official, but like anything to tell me that I don't have to really like give it any credence or make plans around it. But yeah, fuck it. At this point, I'm shelving the character at 80, and if we get a JJ buff in the future, I'll come back to the character, and if we don't get a JJ buff, I'll just leave it. Like, at this point, I've already made my plans, so like I'm shelving the character at 80 for now, and we're gonna just do something else for a while. Because yeah, I need a little break, so I don't want to get burned out. I don't want to get like completely burned out. So. It's just so crazy how everyone's so willing to take this kind of stuff at like face value because of like a streamer made a video. Like, I get it. They probably have information that we don't have, possibly. They might have information we don't have. What they don't have are concrete dates. What they don't have are concrete dates, so we don't have concrete dates. And the only place you're going to get a concrete date is going to be from a blue post. Like, I really don't want to, I don't want it to be presented to me as fact unless it's from a blue post, because I don't care. I don't know these people. I don't know these streamers. I don't know who they are. I don't watch them. I don't care. And so like I don't follow what they're doing as like God's sign of what's going to come next for the game. What I look at are blue posts, actual news that's been put onto Wowhead, a developer post, a developer interview with a quote, with some quotation marks, because I'm not going to get what I need out of streamers, because what I need is an actual date. What I need is an actual time. And so I'm not going to listen to some random people on the internet, because they're not going to have those specifics. Because whatever info they do have, if they do have insider info, they can't really disclose that. And so they really can't say like with any certainty when something is going to happen. And again, like I don't know them from Addons, so I'm not about to take their word for it. Right. Yeah. Oh, I got excited for JJ. Right. I was like, I got excited. Right. I got excited too. That's what pisses me off. I hate getting excited for something and then someone's like, "Oh, this is just speculation, though." Don't bring me the speculation unless you're going to tell me first up front that it's like simply some streamer speculation. I don't put any stock in that. Yeah, Blizzard has not come out and said this, so a bunch of people wishing it happens. Yeah, like I don't do that. I'm 41 years old. Like I'm not gonna listen to streamers. I'm not gonna take my news information like straight off of speculation on the internet. I'm not gonna quantify, justify, or allow for like speculation to become the way that I make my plans. I'm not going to engage with the speculation. I don't want to be a person who's now I've been propagating the speculation to lots of people, and I don't want to be in a position where I'm a person. Oh yeah, Robert Rambles was talking about the fucking JJ buff coming back next week. I guess I'll make all my plans around that. Like I don't want to propagate misinformation or speculation. Like that's like one of the other big things. Is like I start talking about it, then people are listening to me talk about it, and then suddenly they heard it from me. Anyway, let's just drop it. Like we'll see what happens in a couple. We'll see what happens next week in a couple weeks. Eventually there will be a blue post, or there won't be, and then we'll know. In the meantime, I'm gonna do this for now, and if I feel burnt out or I feel like I want to break, I'm gonna go play some retail or something else. And then we'll kind of go from there. Robert Rebel said we're getting JJ. Yeah, go post about it. You could post about it, but I'm not on socials, so like you can't tag me, you can't at me. I don't even know how to get into my Twitter anymore, so good luck finding me on social media, because I'm not there. I don't exist. Already clipped the stream, right? That exact part, like where I was talking about it as if it was fact and planning for it. Yeah, clip that segment and then publish that segment as a clips video, and then there we go. That's me telling the world that we're getting JJ for sure next week, guaranteed. I'm planning for it, you're planning for it, we're all making plans for it. We're quitting right now, putting our characters on the shelf right now for no reason. Crazy. The world's getting crazy. People used to just bring me blue posts that I missed. Now I'm getting all this speculation. Who the hell are you? Okay. This is an elite. This doesn't look like a fair matchup. Let's get some totems out. Okay, totems might not matter. Might not matter at all. I feel like there's probably like a trick to beating that guy. Like I feel like I have an item in my inventory that's gonna make him not kick the crap out of me. So maybe we revisit that idea once we're done with this dungeon and we pop out right in front of him and he starts hitting us again. I think this item right here is what I need to hit him with, so let's keep that in mind. CNET, you saw the moment when I was told that 78 would not get me out of Northrend? Yeah, it was rough. I was not happy. And I was trying not to like... I'm trying not to blame chat, right? Because ultimately I'm responsible for my own ignorance and all that sort of thing. But I did sit here all day talking about how at 78 we were going to get the F out of Northrend and go right into Cata. And it's just like, I find it hard to believe that all day long there weren't a bunch of people who kept thinking to themselves, what's he talking about? You got to be 80 to get into the new content. Like, there had to be people. And then as soon as I hit level 78, like 3 people were like, yeah, no. Yeah, that's right. You're not getting into that content. Okay. Okay. Chat's gaslighting me. It felt like it. I was so confident that it was 78. Under the premise of like, I just trusted chat so much that I literally was about to kick this guy. Because he was like, yeah, you're not getting into the content at 78, you gotta be 80. And I'm like, nah, I'm pretty sure you gotta be 78, man. Like every other expansion ever. And like, he was going back and forth with me for a minute. And one of the things I said to him was like, you know, it's just hard to believe that I would have sat here all day for 6.5 hours with 200 people in the chat talking about this all day. It's hard to believe that nobody would have corrected me, because people love to correct me when I'm wrong. I'm wrong a lot, and people love to pipe up and correct me. And I told him, I'm like, I don't think you're right, because it's just hard to believe that all day long, like, nobody corrected me. But bigger than shit. It was level 80 we need to be, and not level 78. And yeah, it kind of broke me a little bit. It sounds weird, but it did kind of break me a little bit. You could probably tell from my attitude today that I'm a little bit broken. Gaslight me once, shame on you. Gaslight me again, fucking never. That's why I don't want to hear about the JJ buff anymore. Because like, gaslight me once, that's fine, but the second time it's all on me. And that's not going to happen again. I'm going to do my own research. I'm going to use my Google AI assistant, and that's how I'll get my critical information from now on. I have learned my lesson. Yeah, that was my logic as well. Every other expansion you go in 2 levels before. 58, 68. And so it made sense that it would be 78. Yeah, it made absolute sense. But obviously it's never been that way. It was never that way. It isn't that way right now. So anybody who's leveled up in the game, like in the recent memory, you know, they would know that. Anybody who's leveled up recently would be like, no, you gotta be level 80 to go into this content. What are you talking about? Like, but nobody spoke up, so. Shane, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. This guy was just lost back here, like nobody could see him through the two giant bodies. He's just back there hiding behind the bodies, slamming us with frost bolts and stuff. Everyone's just standing around like, oh damn, why am I still in combat? It's because the caster we can't see anymore. Just chilling and doing caster things. So what if we put this character on the shelf at 80, and then we go level up an enhancement shaman in retail? How's that sound? It sounds kind of pointless, but again, I think at this point, guys, with all this wild speculation, I'm just gonna wait it out now. I'm just gonna wait it out. Let's do something else for a while. I don't want to go back to the anniversary realms. No. No. You're talking to a version of me who is annoyed that I'm going to have to spend 20 hours getting from 80 to 85. That version of me does not want anything more long form. That's why I recommend retail. I want a journey that happens and then ends. Yeah, I need journeys right now that happen and then they end. Right now, I'm not in the mindset for a journey that literally never ends. That's not the mindset that I'm in recently. I need to have goals, and they need to be achievable, and I need to be able to work towards them significantly every time I sit down. And I'm just like, I'm not going back to anniversary till TBC pre-patch is out. Towns 44, I appreciate that. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Horrific visions are active in retail. I don't have any max level characters. Yeah, I don't have any max level characters. I gotta level up a character. I don't have anybody on the it's EU fresh start, so like I don't have any EU characters. That's kind of the point, is I have to get something leveled up. I mean, we can go right into like another enhancement shaman, or we can do something completely different. Whatever I do, it's going to be melee. Maybe I'll do a pally. I kind of miss having my retail pally. A pally rotation was like pretty simple. I remember the pally rotation being not very complicated. And I also remember nobody ever wanted a paladin in their group. I remember that too, because, you know, nobody wants the easiest class to play in their group. But yeah, maybe we'll do that. Have I tried Frost DK? I've never played a DK. I've never played a DK really, like, ever. You know what? The few times I've experimented with DKs in retail have been Mop Remix. I did an Unholy DK that was a lot of fun. That Unholy DK was fun, and it was like what was ruining it was the Mop abilities and the Mop gems. It was like ruining my fun on the class because I felt like I like couldn't really like play the class the way it was meant to be played. Yeah, maybe a Death Knight in retail isn't a bad idea. Is it hard or not hard? Yeah, I guess like here's something to keep in mind. When it comes to retail, I need something with a pretty like straightforward rotation that I'm not gonna have to like lock on my action bars with my eyes for a long time. I know I can do Paladin. I know I can do Shadow Priest rotation. When it comes to endgame stuff, I know I can do Paladin, I know I can do Shadow Priest. The Frost Mage, like I was pretty okay on the Frost Mage, but the setup was hard for me to nail for my AoE setup. So yeah, I need something simple. I hate Rogue in retail. Rogue feels so airy and like, I can't even like, I just hate it. I've tried a Rogue a couple times. I hate how the abilities feel. I hate how the button pressing feels. I can't even quantify it. It feels so airy and like empty, like nothing's happening. That's as good as I can quantify it. I played Enhancement Shaman in Dragonflight. Enhancement Shaman was the first character that I leveled up. So I'm slightly still familiar with that. I remember there being a lot of whack-a-mole procs, and I liked that. I also remember playing Elemental Shaman a bit in Dragonflight Season 4. And Elemental was fun, and Elemental was easy. So I know a Shaman could be a win, because I know I've enjoyed Enhancement from like a solo player standpoint, and I know I've enjoyed Elemental in Mythics. So it could be an easy win. What I worry about the Paladin is like nobody inviting me to groups and shit, because that was the problem a lot in Season 3 and Season 4 is like people would see a Pally, and even once I had good rating and good gear score, like nobody wanted me. Like, oh, easiest class to play, loser. And then they wouldn't invite me. I'm sure that was the thought they had in their head, you know, they didn't say that to me because why talk shit to somebody's face when you can do it behind their back? So, but yeah, I don't want to be in that situation again. Maybe a Shaman would get more invites to Mythic groups. But I am interested in the Demon Hunter's the same thing I feel about the Rogue. It's bleh, because it feels so airy and floaty and like you're zipping around, but nothing you do seems to have any real impact. I just don't like it. DK is interesting. DK is interesting to me. Obviously, it's interesting. I never really played a lot of it. Is Frost DK? Are they still dual wield? Do they have to dual wield? Is that their thing, or is there like a viable way to have a two-hander as Frost now? What class has a really cool, you know, like the new like specializations? Which of these classes has like just a really badass like specialization that they go into? I don't even remember what the Paladins was. Like, it was like Templar or something. Like something just like really cool, thematic, and awesome. Enhancement Shaman has a cool specialization. We might just go Shaman. I've been really digging this Shaman. And I know I've had fun on the Shaman in the past. If I went Enhancement Shaman, it would have to be another Draenei, because I don't think I can do a Dwarf. So we'd have to do another Draenei, which could be interesting. Just make the same character, but in retail. With a longer tail. We can give her a longer tail in retail. We get experience for killing our doppelgangers. I never noticed that before. We actually get kill XP for killing our doppelgangers. That's hilarious. Yeah, Shaman, we don't have a lot of options, and I don't have any allied races on my EU account. So if I want to go Shaman, it's going to have to be another Draenei, because dwarfs are just too short. They get covered up by all the ground clutter in the newer zones. I still don't think I'm doing this right. Maybe all I'm supposed to do is spam this ability, but the ability has a cooldown, which is making it kind of hard to spam it. Okay, something happened and he just got yeeted, so cool. There we go, it worked out. When he's about to cast that spell, then use it. Oh. I don't know. Either way, we got him. I don't think that was the way it was supposed to happen, obviously. All right, that was excellent depth perception on my part. Good job. Yeah, part of me wants to do a Shaman, part of me wants to do the Pally. The fact that I don't have a Paladin on the account is bothering me. Maybe I gotta do Pally first. What is this bone throw they have that just like takes all of my HP? What the hell is that? Yeah, maybe I need a Paladin in my life. And I'm not gonna do a Cataclysm Paladin, probably because I already had one. Like I don't really like the Cataclysm Paladin that much. So I know I'm not gonna do a Cata Paladin ever. So I guess I might as well do a retail Pally. That gives me a few more options as to like race, stuff like that. I guess if I had weapon buffs and stuff going on, then combats would be easier. I probably wouldn't be getting killed as much. It could be good. Let's go ahead and put up some weapon buffs. And we'll put up a lightning shield, because why not? Do people still hate paladins in retail? Or do people just hate everyone and themselves equally in retail now? They just hate everyone and themselves. Yeah, that was rude of me. They only hate them when they're garbage. Oh no. Well, I mean, I'm gonna be garbage on any class I play, so I guess I might as well play a paladin. Yeah. Oh boy. Everyone's jealous of rep pallies. I don't like that. That's why they hate you, man. That's why they start to hate you. That's how you get haters. You get haters when people are jealous. And then they just try to mask their jealousy behind reasons to hate you. They'll be like, oh yeah, you're playing a paladin because you know you can't even play a complicated class. You know, it's just the easiest class in the game because you're a fucking loser. Yeah, and then it's like they're jealous, and so they mask it with fucking pure hatred and rage. Yeah, I get enough hate mail that I know how it works. I don't know if I want any part of that. CNET, is your main a pally? Or what's your main, man? Like, what do you play? What do you play, or what will you play? I guess is the question. I can't believe we pulled Violet Hold again. Did someone talk to the lady? I don't think anyone talked to this lady. Warrior Pally Priest, right on. Cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna tank, so... Whatever I do is obviously gonna be DPS. Man, I think maybe we'll do... I'll think about it a bit more today while we... I have until 80 to think about it. And that's gonna be a little bit of time. I like the Shaman just because it opens up elemental to me. Whereas if I go on a paladin, the only thing I'm going to do on that paladin is ret. I'm not going to heal on it ever. I'm not going to tank on it ever. And so it almost makes sense to do a class with multiple DPS options. You know, just to have something different to do sometimes. That's what kind of makes sense to me. But then again, I think Paladin is so much fun. Why would I ever need another spec? The only reason I need another spec is if I'm not having fun. And I want to be having fun at all times. If I play a Paladin, that's gonna most likely be what happens, is I'll just be having fun all the time. Oh yeah, you got nothing on EU. Oh yeah. Right. Another convert. Yeah, the fresh start can be rough. I wonder if War Within is still on sale. For a while they had it up for like 30 bucks. I probably should have grabbed it. I almost grabbed my EU copy of the game when it was on sale a couple weeks ago. There's no fucking way that I'll pay full price for another copy of War Within. So I'll have to wait on War Within until I can get it like somehow on sale. Because yeah, I can't. So I guess that's important too. That's important for me to think about. Like, what's the current cost of the game? They want 49 for it, probably. God, their shop is so painful to navigate. I just like they want to prompt you with all the shit that they want you to buy, and it just like is incredibly hard to find anything that you actually want. Oh my god, like make it harder for me to buy shit. Why don't you? Oh my god, like nothing is straightforward in their store. Yeah, it looks like it's back up to full price, which I can't pay. I don't think I can pay $49 for this game. Base edition, $49.99. Fuck. I should have got it when it was 30. I don't even think my wife's gonna let me spend 50 bucks on it, so I don't even think I can do it. To be honest, I don't think I'm gonna be given the 50 bucks to make that purchase. Yeah, if you have an EU account and a US account, you have to own the current expansion for both of those if you want to play the current expansion. Like I can level up to 70. I can level up to 70 you know, with just my sub. But if you want to get into the War Within content, you are going to have to own the game. Is there a secret to making WoW graphics pop out more? If you're playing on 1080p on a 1080p monitor, which is what I'm doing too, you want to crank render scale up. You can probably crank it all the way up to 200. I leave mine at 150 while I'm streaming because like you guys can't see it any better than that anyway. But render scale, when you're playing on a 1080 1920 resolution, the best way to make the game look sharper after you've cranked up all the other things is to pull your render scale all the way to 200%. Yep. That's going to make a huge difference for you. Pally, please. Yeah, I think I will do Pally. I think I will do Pally. No problem, man. Thanks for popping into the stream. I appreciate it. How long do you guys think it'll take me to level up a paladin to level 70? Like, how long do I have to figure out how I'm gonna get the 50 bucks to buy War Within? Am I gonna have like 2 days, 3 days, a week? Like, how long is it gonna take? It's not gonna take that long. I know it's not. But it might give me a couple days to see if I can scrounge up the money. 2 days? Okay, I got 2 days. How am I gonna make 50 bucks in 2 days? It's time to start up that OnlyFans. A street corner, that's crude. I would do OnlyFans before then. It's gonna be safer that way. Get a job? I refuse. How dare you? No, how dare you? Get a job! I love it. I fucking love it. He's not wrong. I can't even kick him. He's not wrong. Kick him? I can't kick him. He's completely right. That would be a way to have more money if I had a job. Depending on how much time it took away from doing this, you know? He's not wrong. Why am I considering retail again? For something fun to do because people are saying we're gonna get a joyous journey buff next week. The entire internet is aflame and a buzz with this this streamer spread concept that there is a JJ in the oven. And the JJ is going to be pleasantly baking for the next week or so, and then it's going to come out of the oven, and we are going to feast upon a 50% leveling bonus. And yeah, that's the current speculation that I've had to put up with for 2 days. So instead of having to listen to this speculation every single day for weeks, I thought, let's put this character on the shelf at 80, because level 80 to 85 is going to be like 20 hours without the JJ. And I hate the 80 to 85 leveling zones. I don't like them. And so I thought, let's put the character on the shelf at level 80. Let's wait and see what shapes out next week. Let's wait and see what blue posts come out. And let's see if we're going to get a JJ. And then if we get the JJ, we come back to the character next week. We finish off their leveling. We do a bunch of heroics. We get our heirloom gear. Everything goes as planned. Except we might have a week off of Cataclysm until we get JJ. And so I thought, like, what can we do in a week? In a week, we can level a retail character. You know what I mean? There's not a lot we can accomplish in a week. But we can level up a retail character in that amount of time. and we can have some fun over there. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that we can do in WoW that doesn't take very long, that we can still maybe have some fun with. And I need retail characters anyway. I need some retail characters on my EU account because I don't have any. So it would be a perfect slice of time to squeeze in a quick retail leveling campaign. Are there still potions for faster leveling on retail? I have no idea. The leveling is already so fast that it's always amazing when they do leveling buffs in retail because you already level up super fast. Does retail still have their leveling buff going on right now? I thought that ended. I would have assumed that ended around the time the sale ended. It's still going on. Damn, I wish they'd have kept the sale going on too. That would have been nice. Oh man, so if they got the leveling bonus going, yeah, it's going to be like 2 days to level a character. I'm not going to have a lot of time to scrape this money together. Oh, that's right. They haven't changed time walking yet. They're going to be changing time walking so that you can't use it for like a leveling thing. Like, they're going to be making significant changes to time walking soon. But yeah, right now you can still grind time walking to level up super fast. When does that start? Like, what, you have to be at a certain item level or a certain level to do time walking? We used to do time walking leveling like back in Dragonflight. Every time there was time walking, I tried to use that to level up a character. Do I give my son an allowance? Take it off him? Oh yeah, he's got 10 bucks in his wallet right now. I probably should raid his wallet. That's 10 bucks. No, he doesn't get an allowance because he just like gets like, I don't want to say he gets whatever he asks for. But unfortunately, that's closer to the truth than like any other way I can quantify it. Not that the things he asks for are expensive, but he often will ask for like small things, and he often just gets, if it's a reasonable request, he often just gets it. So no, he doesn't get really like a cash allowance. He has a little card. Sometimes we have a little card. He works towards, like, he has good behaviors and works towards like completing this little card, and then like sometimes that's worth a certain amount of money, but the reality is the kid gets stuff all the time. He's constantly getting stuff. That's where all the money's at. I think just this week he's gotten like 2 $20 stuffies. That's War Within right there. Take the money. One day he'll understand. Oh man. I'll just pawn his Nintendo Switch for like 40 bucks. Be like, oh, you get it, dude. I had to buy another copy of War Within. Gotta keep the channel going. I pawned your Switch. I'm sure you'd get it. It wouldn't be traumatizing at all. JP, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. It's character development via trauma, yeah. The Switch 2 is coming out soon anyway, he'll understand. He's not getting one of those either, no. I'm not doing the Switch 2 until it's got like a library of actually quality games. The Switch 2 is too expensive for the small technological upgrades they've put into it. It's like now instead of having a video game system that runs like it was made in 2008, now we get to have a video game system that runs like it's 2015. It's like, hey dummies, you're still an entire decade behind current technology. Like, stop trying to sell me game systems that run on fucking chips that are like 20 years old. Like, if you're gonna make a new system, how about you try using modern components and, you know, making the system quality. Maybe it could even output in 1440p. Maybe video games on it could run in 60 FPS, or oh my god, imagine if they could run in 120 FPS. Like, imagine if you made a video game system, Nintendo, that actually wasn't complete trash garbage. Imagine that. Yeah, I'm not sold on the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm not giving them money for that right away. I'll wait for the price drop. Their systems suck. The only reason Nintendo exists as a company anymore is because of all the IPs that it owns. The only good thing about Nintendo are the games. The systems have always sucked. The only time Nintendo put out a good system is when it made a system that was only a handheld, and when it made the GameCube on accident between generations. Their handhelds and their GameCube, those are their only good modern systems, and the only reason they're still relevant as a company is because they own IPs like Zelda and Mario and Pokemon and Metroid. That's the only reason they still exist. Take away their games and they literally have nothing of value. Their systems are trash. The GameCube was a great system because the GameCube came out between generations at a time when they cared about trying to utilize modern technology. Yeah, some of my best memories in gaming were on the GameCube as far as like my adult life and on a console, like Resident Evil 4, Metroid Prime, the Zelda game where you have a sailboat and you connected it with your Game Boy SP, and then the Game Boy SP was like a map to the treasure and you sailed around the ocean. There's so many good games for the GameCube because the GameCube was actually a piece of modern technology for the time. And it was the only time they had a piece of modern technology for a console. Wind Waker, yeah, a Wind Waker. Yeah, Zelda Wind Waker. The only Zelda game that I ever played. Like, the only Zelda game that I ever was compelled to put a lot of time into. And then we had the Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 1 Remake. I put so many hours into Resident Evil 0. I replayed that game like a dozen times to do like speed runs and stuff, and I was never like that. But that game was so fun, it got me doing speed runs. What about the Wii? Oh my god, I just want like a room full of Wiis that I can go into with like a baseball bat and just smash the crap out of all of them. The Wii was a terrible system. I think the original Wii was probably the worst system that has ever been created. The Wii U was pretty okay. We had a Wii U, and that was okay. But the original Wii, oof, what a piece of garbage. Yeah, with the Wii, they went for like mass appeal. How do we sell a crappy video game system to everybody? We make it incredibly gimmicky because people will buy a gimmick. People will buy a gimmick faster than they'll buy a game system. So instead of making a game system, let's make a gimmick. And then everybody will want it. feel like we've been doing this quest for a while, but I haven't actually been doing the quest. Guys, it's important to like look at your quest log sometimes and try to figure out like why you're not completing a quest. It turns out we have an item we have to use on their bodies. Obviously, I'm very focused on what I'm doing today. And I'm completely mentally here, right here in Cataclysm. Obviously. It says Jewel Narub. Ugh. Okay. It's completely fine. Maybe this will get us level 79. Let's see. Alex, thank you, man. Good luck with that. We'll catch you later. Mantar, good evening, buddy. Welcome to the stream. And PlayStation over Xbox? I wouldn't know. I am a person that cannot afford a PlayStation, so all I have is an Xbox. And I really enjoy my Xbox. I'm playing tons of games on it. I think the reason I need to have a PlayStation is just like the PlayStation exclusives. And at some point, I really want to be able to replay the entire FF7 remake series. And I'm not going to do it on PC because that sounds gross. So yeah, eventually I'll have to. When the PS7 is out, I think by then I should be able to afford a PS5. So I'm just kind of biding my time until then, letting the library grow. Oh yeah, there's tons of awesome games that we're missing out on. And me and my wife both play lots of games on the Xbox, so we would play these games. Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, God of War. There's all kinds of, and then there's a lot of them that like they're not necessarily exclusive. Like FF7, you can play it on PC, but like why the hell would you want to play it on PC? Obviously you want to play it on the PlayStation. Then there's like Demon's Souls was a PlayStation exclusive, like stuff like that, you know. There's lots of PlayStation exclusives or games that are only on PlayStation for like the first year that they're out. You have to wait a year for them to come to other platforms. And yeah, I was always a PlayStation person back in the day, you know. It was the inability to find a PlayStation originally. Like when we had money, we couldn't find a PlayStation 5, so we settled on an Xbox Series X. And the Xbox Series X has been good to us. We play a ton of games on it. It's been great to have. But you know, we didn't leave room for you know, having the money to buy a PlayStation 5 as well. So that just hasn't happened yet and might not happen for a while. Shit's still expensive. Now there's the PS5 Pro, so now like coming into it, you have to decide, are you happy just to have a regular PS5 for way too much money? Or do you need a PS5 Pro for way, way, way too much fucking money? Like, you kind of have to pick, you know. I will not ever touch a Switch 2. I will get a Switch 2 when the price drops. I just went on a big rant about Nintendo like 10 minutes ago. I'm not touching the Switch 2 until the price comes down by like 50 to 100 bucks. So a couple years. I'll wait a couple years. When the game is released for the Switch 2, their games are already obsolete the moment they're released, you know. They're already running and looking like garbage. So like waiting a few years isn't going to make a difference. And why? Like so my son can play the 15th Pokemon clone that they've made this decade. Like what? You know, I don't even think the games are that good anymore. Like, oh yeah, give us another fucking shit Pokemon game that's like the same game you've been making for 40 years. How about another Mario? I'm sure we want another Mario. Everyone needs another. How about you make Mario Kart 25? Like, yeah, I can't wait for Mario Kart 25. How about Mario Party 15? Can't wait. It's like, I've played all these games already. I don't need to just play the same game remade over and over again like every couple years. Like, what's the point? Yeah, and that's the other thing, is like fucking, that's true. Nintendo games never go on sale. It's like a game that sucked when it came out, and now the game is 5 years old, and they still want $60 for it. Like, yeah, kind of like, I'm not a big fan of Nintendo. I'm not a fan of their business practices. I'm not a fan of their shitty ancient technology and their bad consoles. And I'm not a fan of their monopolizing and then diminishing like all of these IPs that used to be great. Now they're just like Nintendo fodder to make money off of. Like, the games aren't even that good anymore, but the fans are going to keep buying the games anyway. Because, you know, only one company can make Zelda. Only one company can publish Pokemon. Like, so they own these IPs and they don't do anything cool with them. The IPs are stagnant. It's like the same fucking game remade again and again. Like, they don't take any chances, and it's boring. I'm not a Nintendo fan. All right, level 79, one level to go. One level to go. We've got a couple of unspent talent points. We're gonna go 2 points into concussion. Seen that right on, man. I get it. You got things going on. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just my whole plan for today is I'm gonna hit level 80, and then we can play around in the character creator in retail and see what retail character I'm gonna make. But yeah, that's basically my only plan for today. I might not play it today, but we'll log in and make the character, I think, today. I'm not sure if I will do a second stream today where I play retail today or not. I don't have War Within, so I can only level up to 70. And from what I understand, with the XP buff, I'm gonna hit 70 in like 2 days. So before I get too much into retail, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna pay the $50 for the X pack. Because right now I don't think it's going to happen. Am I going back to TBC for the Nether Drake Mountain dailies? No. I mean, when I go back to TBC, it'll be for the raids and the heroics. My friend did the Nether Drake farm. I came and checked on him every day for the weeks and 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 weeks that he did the Nether Drake dailies. I had to come check on him each day to make sure he was still like mentally okay, you know, that he was still eating and drinking, like that, you know, it hadn't completely taken over his life. And so, like, yeah, like, I watched somebody do that. I'm not interested. It's a really cool amount, like, don't get me wrong. But I don't think you can get me to do those dailies every day for as long as it seems to take. We are looking for something on the ground. Unstable explosives destroyed. Apparently I've been destroying these and not noticing it. So that's cool. Oh yeah, there must be those little barrels I was clicking on. Like, okay, this right here. Okay, I didn't realize even what these were. I was just clicking them mindlessly. Not even cognizant of what I was doing. Slash played is 2 days, 5 hours, 36 minutes. I'm not fast. Leveling in Cataclysm is really smooth. It's not me. It's the questing and how much experience we're getting and how the experience is scaled. I'm often very distracted, very slow, and I often spend time doing nothing. I spend a lot of time working on objectives that I've actually already completed but haven't noticed. Like, I'm actually very slow. If I can do this in this amount of time, like, probably the average player can cut like 5 hours off of that. I would say subtract 5 to 10 hours, and that's how fast a normal player Like just playing on their own, not running a stream or anything else. That's probably how long like a normal person could do it. 10 less hours on average. Am I going up top? I guess it wants me to fly up to the very top of this thing. We got some kind of vortex up here. Okay, it's a Titan thing. Okay, how close does it need me to get? Okay, it says... Okay, use the horn. Okay, we have an item we have to use. What if I just, like, park myself up here? Oh, this is not a solid object. Is any part of this object solid? I don't think there's anywhere here I can stand. Which means I have to come down here. Requires the top of the glimmering pillar. I don't know what this needs me to do. There's nowhere to stand up there. I'm so ready to be level 80. God. Oh. I can use it while mounted. What in the actual hell? No, it says I'm mounted. It says don't do that, boy. You're mounted. See? I think I dismounted. I don't know what's happening. Okay. I mean, I seem to just be floating. I don't know what this wants me to do, guys. It says it requires the top of the pillar. I mean, how can I get more on top of the pillar? I'm as on top of the pillar as I could ever be or have ever been. Go down? Oh, man. Okay. It says top. It says top. It says top. Top. If it wanted me to go down, why wouldn't it say below? I'll go top. I'll go below. I'll do whatever you guys want. You know what I'll do? I'll actually just forget about this quest. I'll just forget about this quest and I'll move on with my life. It's fine. It's fine. Go up, go down. You were close. You were far. Hot, cold. Yes, no. Okay, good, good. There's no turn in here. Okay, that's good. Perfect, perfect. Do I have a bag to like summon a guy? I thought maybe I had a bag. I could summon a guy. Okay, here we go. Here he is. There we go. Okay, now we got some quests. Maybe these will be a little bit more straightforward. Maybe we can actually figure these ones out. Oh, look at this. Kill 12 of these guys. Okay, this objective makes enough sense. We got to kill 12 of these guys. Let's do that. And before anybody asks, no, we can't skin the Gorlocks. Or whatever these are. They're not skinnable. Brandon, have a good rest of your day, man. Take care. We'll see you next time. For some reason, I vaguely remember this quest. Somewhere in here, I believe there's an escort. Yeah, I remember this place. I don't know why. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's worry about that last. Let's do everything else first. There's really good music here. This is like world map music in a JRPG. From like 1998. Yeah, like something like Secret of Mana. Yep. You know, like hours spent grinding on an overworld map. Good stuff. Once you summon these dogs out, man, they want blood. They're on full aggressive. They're gonna go after anybody in the area. That's a good thing to keep in mind before pulling them out. Alright, we got an old-fashioned escort quest here. Apparently she's gonna walk out of here nice and slow. Maybe blow some stuff up along the way. Typically one does not use dynamite from that proximity, but okay, yeah. Sure. Common mistake. Don't stand in front of the dynamite when it blows up. The classic server you're on says it's full, but it seems dead to you. That's probably because Blizzard is obviously lying to you. It could be full. It could have a cap of 100 players. You know, they're not telling you what full is. They're just telling you that it's full right now. No, that being said, a lot of people play at endgame. So if you're leveling up and you're like, man, there's not a lot of people leveling up, just remind yourself that like a lot of people get to endgame, then they play at endgame. And it really depends on what version you're playing. In Cataclysm and retail and stuff, you hardly ever see people in the open world because, for one thing, like I said, most people play at endgame. And then the other thing is that there's so many different places to level up, so many different options and progression paths to do, that you sometimes won't see people because of how spread out the player base is. So that could be going on as well. It really depends on the server and the version of the game you're trying to play. You said classic era. That could be Anniversary Realms. It could be classic era, classic. I don't know. Empathic Nightwalker, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate that. For War Within, I thank you, man. Yeah, that helps a lot, actually. So I appreciate that. I'm gonna need to make a case to my wife to spend 50 more bucks on a version of the game that I already spent 50 bucks on my US account, so that's gonna be a tough one. So JP, thank you so much for the $10 super. Thank you guys, very generous. That's also for War Within. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Yep, I think, like, you know, in a couple days, if I get to 70, then that should be more convincing. If I actually get the character to 70, the character's ready to go in, we have a few days to go in and get those last 10 levels, then you know, it'll be a more compelling case. I think I'm done here. I am done here. Okay, let's head back over to the camp. We also have a turn-in back at Frenzy Hill. It's not on sale for me. Yeah, people keep saying it's on sale. When I look at it in the store, it's back up to $49.99 for the base edition. So maybe I just don't get to have the sale anymore because I'm Robert Rambles and they hate my guts. Because I just looked a little bit ago and it was definitely just full price, $49.99 for the base edition. So yeah, bummer. Yeah, it could be a region. It could be a region thing. Like maybe in the US it's still on sale. It fucking sucks. Yeah, it sucks. But you know, not really a lot I can do. CNET, thank you so much, buddy, for the $10 super. You guys are very kind. I really appreciate it. We'll be able to do it. But yeah, I don't have the sale though. Like I said, maybe in the US account it's still going on, but the US account does not help me. I need to purchase it for my EU account. So, $49.99 it is. Alright, let's get these turned in.
Blessings upon you. Seek the path.
That's how I appreciate it, man. You don't have to help me out with 2 yaks. You got me a yak at a time when I really needed it and I really appreciated it. And I'm gonna have to figure out the next yak on my own. So that's on me, brother. I appreciate what you did when you did it, because I really needed it at the time. And this time I'm gonna have to just figure it out.
Pleased to meet you.
There are trade-offs to every decision. You know, I've decided that for me, I gotta play on the EU realms because it works out for timing, and the trade-off of that is that I'm on accounts that have no progress. It's like I can either be on an old account that has lots of progress and I can never raid, ever, or I can go over to EU where I have nothing, and at least I can have the opportunity to raid during like the server's normal raid times. It's, you know, It sucks, but it is what it is. I wish I'd have thought ahead, you know, years ago. It would have been nice years ago to move on to the EU account.
See you around.
And then at least in classic progression, I could have had years of progress. Yeah, next goal, fund the yak with WoW tokens! Yay, WoW tokens! We're not doing that. We're not going to fund the yak with WoW tokens, I promise. Although I had thought about buying myself a WoW token back then, yeah. Let's just go back and turn these ones in and just make sure that we're all tidied up with our turn-ins before we work on anything else. Amitash, you should play, man. I mean, you're already playing Cataclysm. Cataclysm is just like a broken down version of retail. Like, Cataclysm is basically like you're halfway to retail already, but you don't have all the bells and whistles. And think about it. Like, I'll tell you this. In retail, the class design while leveling up feels better than the class design while leveling up in Cataclysm. Like, the game, even though the leveling up process is faster in retail, the way the classes are designed and the order in which and the timing of you getting your abilities is much better than it is in Cataclysm, where mages get create water at level 38 and arcane brilliance at 58. Like, and like when you get your core abilities is kind of all over the place. In my opinion, retail handles that stuff a lot better. All the classes in retail are fun to play, you know, like you can say what you will of the content, of the story, of the questing, of the world, but like all the classes are fun to play. 5-man content is a ton of fun. Like, I had so much fun playing Mythics. Mythics in a group of like, I want to experience Mythics again in a group of people that like I know. Because that was like the fun thing about doing season 3 and season 4, is that a lot of people in the stream would get into the Mythics. And then we could do Mythics together. I love Mythics. I got really like too sucked into Mythics almost in season 3. We were doing like 5 hours of Mythics every day. I mean, yeah. Like, there are things about retail that I don't like. I think the questing sucks. I don't like a lot of the open world activities. I think there's too many ways to get catch-up gear. I think, like, as you get into an expansion, there's just too many ways to get gear, and it's often confusing for players at endgame, like, what they're supposed to do. But I found that, like, with a little bit of guidance, and if you pick and choose the content that you want, to engage with, you can have a lot of fun. If you're trying to do all the content retail has to offer, you're going to be miserable. Because it offers so many parallel paths that you'll be doing all these things, and you'll be like, oh, the gear I'm getting is all, like, the same item level gear. And it's because, like, so many of these things are meant to be done, like, not necessarily together, but they're giving you different pathways to progression. Like, you can do your time walking, you can do your delves, like, there's all these different things you can do, but it's like you don't really have to do all of them, and almost like you're not really meant to engage with all of it. You don't think the gear feels as special? I feel the same way about Cataclysm gear. Like, yeah, the gear doesn't feel as special because you're getting lots of gear. You're absolutely right, but I feel the same way about Cataclysm. I don't feel like my gear is special in Cataclysm. When I'm getting gear in Cataclysm, like, it would be so I can do the next raid. I just want to get the better gear so I can see the next content. Like, and the same thing would be true of retail. The only reason to get gear is so that you get better gear so you can do harder content. And that's where the real value of gear comes in. If you're not a person that is getting gear to do harder content, then the only thing that matters to you is the rarity of the gear, because the gear doesn't have any other value to you, except for, like, how hard it was to get and how rare it is to achieve. But if you're a person who is doing, like, the cutting edge content, you want to keep seeing new stuff in the game, you're getting gear because you want the gear to be more powerful, not because the gear is necessarily exceptionally rare. It's two different motivations for two different players. Like, when I look at gear in retail and Cataclysm, I'm looking at the stats. I'm just looking at stats. I'm not looking at how it looks, because a lot of it is very bland. Like, I'm not really looking at that. When I want to look at how things look, I go do transmog. When I'm worried about, like, oh, how cool, how badass do I look? Well, in Cataclysm and in retail, I'm going to go do my transmog for that. And for the gear, all I care about is, like, are these stats better for me than the piece that I had on last? You know, and that's a big difference between, like, Classic Era and later editions of the game. Because, yeah, in Classic Era, like, you don't have transmogs. So, like, you get a cool piece of gear, that's the cool piece of gear you wear. Gear was harder to come by. There was less gear. And so you wore it longer. Anyway, yeah, it's just different games. We're clicking on things here. I think we're looking for somebody's keys. Oh, we can breathe underwater with this if we're really smart, if we want to get that going. I don't know if we're getting them out of the holes or if we're getting them off the mobs. It looks like we're just trying to find them in the hole. And either we'll find the keys or it'll spawn an eel and we have to kill eel. Yeah, that's the worst part, Talon. Talon says the biggest issue is that Blizz rewards people that wait till the end of the expansion to play. It's always better to play retail content after it's been out for a while. Yeah, it's always better. It's always better to wait, you know? Like, this is probably a good time to get into retail because so many things have been adjusted, so many things have been changed, so many things have been fixed. But kind of the same thing with a patch. Like, you're not really incentivized to play, like, a retail patch on day one. In fact, retail patches tend to come out so busted, you don't want to plan to play on day one. You want to play on, like, day 2 or 3. After it's been hotfixed, after, like, everything actually works the way it's supposed to, that's when you really want to play. Oh my god, we finally found the key. Oh my god, what am I doing? Air-to-air rockets and land the flying machine. Okay, air-to-air rockets. So I'm assuming I'm just going to spam this button and we're going to be fine. So far there's nothing to shoot at. What's an English? Nobody tell CNET what an English breakfast is. Nobody tell him. Keep talking about it, but don't tell him what it is. I don't really know what we're really supposed to be doing. I mean, we're killing bats. We're randomly killing the bats. I suppose that's good, right? I don't see any objectives happening or anything like that. Okay, it turns out we're crashing. Okay, I'm trying to hit number 2 so we can land it, but we don't seem to be. Oh, we have to fly the machine now, guys. Now we're in charge of this. It flew me out here, and now we're somewhere. Where are we? Okay, we're up here. I have no idea where it wants us to go. I guess we just need to fly back. Oh, not an egg with a runny yolk. Oh, no. No, please. Okay, I take it back. Stop talking about it. I take it back. No, I cook my fried eggs over hard. I like the yolk to be like basically solid. I can't. Sometimes I'm okay if it's like just a tiny bit runny, but oh god, no. I've had food poisoning too many times in my life. I don't risk it with undercooked eggs. I don't... Listen, my fried eggs are the bee's knees around here. And my wife and my son are very picky about the shit they will eat. And they love my fried eggs. I get so many compliments on my fried eggs. I do 2 eggs but 1 yolk. I filter the other yolk out. So it's 2 whites but 1 yolk, and I do it perfectly. And it's like the one thing beside, it's like that and oatmeal are the only things I make that I actually get compliments on. So it's good, okay? It's good, and I'm not going to hear anything to the contrary. It's one of the few things in my entire life that I can do well. So I kind of need to hold on to it, you know what I mean? I like how the mini-map here is completely broken. You know, like 15 years, they couldn't be bothered to fix what shows up in the mini-map. It's just completely busted. Good times. Not really sure. I guess we're just clicking. We click on the bodies, and then we fight a thing, and then maybe something good happens. Not really sure about this one. Here we go. Now we have to escort this guy somewhere. Are we befriending the Gorloks? We are buddies with this guy now? Makes sense. We just killed a bunch of them a little bit ago. Probably slaughtered his entire family while he was out here injured. That sounds healthy. You have to wake up, have the English breakfast, and then take a nap.
Be careful, man.
You have to, like, put yourself into a food coma, and then wake up 2 hours later, and then your day starts. I don't know. I always have a really light breakfast. Even by this point in the day, I haven't eaten a lot. I don't like to eat a lot until, like, dinner, until the day is mostly done. Apparently there are some items on the ground here that might be for a quest that we haven't done yet. I'm seeing items to click. I'm seeing somebody run around and pick up items. So we'll have to keep our eyes out for those. See if maybe we can complete a dungeon quest. Oh, that's really fucking cool. They can kick us right off of here. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, okay. What we will do in that case is we'll just teleport out of the dungeon. Teleport back in, I guess. So I have no fucking idea how to get out of here. Can I come over this way? No, it doesn't look like it. So yeah, we'll teleport out, we'll teleport back in, we'll try to catch up with the group. Sucks to be us. We have no weapon buffs again. I need a timer. I need something to like alert me. I need a big, loud, glaring message to pop up on my screen and say, "Hey, you don't have weapon buffs." Or, you know, just make them permanent. Just make them. I want them on all the time anyway. Just make them permanent. Let's get rid of the dummy trap and let's just leave them on my weapons. That'd be really cool. I'd be all about that. Scary Meggy, welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. And of course, like every group that ever runs this, we forgot to push a button. You know, because it's our first time here, so we've never seen it before.
trespass on these lands. Minions of despair, leave my call. Rend your flesh. Scourge was not our greatest enemy.
There we go. We actually got the quest done. We still forgot to push a button. Even though we talked about needing to push a button, we still did not push the button, and so we still cannot cross. I really don't want to follow this person down here. I don't know why we would do that right now. Yeah. Very confused. I think I'm going to stand here until the bridge is turned the right way. What are the odds we can make the jump? Probably not very good, otherwise we'd already done it. And no one knows what to do. In the instance chat, someone's like, "What's happening?" And the other person says, "Need to press." Need to press? What do you need to press, bro? Be more specific. Somebody go press. We go back then? Question mark. No one knows what to do. 15 years later, nobody knows what to do. It's crazy. Oh my god, they got it! How much time to get from 1 to 85? Well, we're almost 80, and that's taken us a little bit over 50 hours. And then to get from 80 to 85 is probably going to be about 15 more hours. So maybe 60, 65 hours altogether. Depending on how familiar you are with the questing, depending on how good you are at playing the game. Depending on how focused you are, or if you get easily distracted like I do. It could be 60 hours, it could be 50, it could be 70. But somewhere in that range though. 50 to 70. This is without Joyous Journeys. Although we've heard that Joyous Journeys is coming back next week. So we're going to be waiting on the level 80 to 85 part until Joyous Journeys is back out. Because the 80 to 85 part is going to take like 15 hours all on its own. Because the current expansion content always takes longer to level through than like any other part of the game. And this is still considered current, the Cataclysm stuff is still the current leveling content. So yeah, we're going to wait till the Joyous Journey buff to do that bit. But this bit, the 1 to 80 bit, has been really smooth without it. You know, you don't really need it. Yeah, it's 50 hours of gameplay, but it lets you learn your class a bit. And it lets you have some fun times along the way. We were doing a lot of Dungeon Finder and a lot of questing. We were kind of breaking it up. Like, we were doing a lot of dungeons, and then I'd get a little burnt out, and then I'd go back to questing. And then sometimes we would do dungeons while questing, sometimes we would do a block of dungeons, but we were mixing them up pretty regularly. If you're playing solo, I would highly recommend that every once in a while you do some dungeons. Probably not a great idea to just spam them. But every once in a while you're out questing, just queue up and do some dungeons along the way. You'll probably want some of the loot. Unless you have full heirlooms, then you really don't need the loot. But yeah, it's good to break up your time. At least for me it is. And we have the quest turn in right over here, so let's go do that. Actually, we have a couple of quests to turn in, that's good.
How you doing, man? Stay away from the voodoo.
Let's take a look at some of the gear. I mean, all these items are basically the same. This is a big upgrade. Let's go ahead and equip that. And then we won the ring. The ring is going to be a big upgrade over the green that we still have. There we go. Couple of upgrades. Not bad. We are very, very close to hitting level 80. What quest add-on am I using? I mean, we're using little pieces of Questie, but a lot of this is in-game. This is the in-game tracker. But we're using Questie for a couple of things. The little icons on the map, those are handled by Questie. Some of the icons for quest on the mini-map are being handled by Questie. But this right over here is... Oh, you're talking about dialogue UI, though. Everyone always says that. They're like, what quest add-on is that? And I think like, oh, my questing add-on. You mean the quest frame. But yeah, the quest frame itself that pops up with the quest text is being handled by dialogue UI. We're using the dark mode. There's also a traditional mode that's like the similar brown color that you're used to. If you don't like dark mode stuff. Let's see. What are we doing? What are we doing? Start the escort. Man, I was escorting this guy and then it stopped. Maybe I'll just queue up for another one and we'll do it that way. I got a bio, so I will be right back. Actually, I'm gonna fill my coffee and bio, so I'll be back in like 2 minutes. And then maybe by 2 minutes I'll have a queue. Maybe I'll miss the queue. We will see. Alright, I see I did not miss the queue. Probably be easier just to do a couple of quests, but we'll see. Do I have my coffee black or add anything to it? I just add a little bit of milk. I don't like it black because I just imagine it burning the inside of my stomach. So yeah, I just put some milk in it to lighten it up. This guy does not want to escort. He does not. He's not all about it. Let's see if we can just go do something else. Kind of running out of other stuff to do. What about Meat Pie? Let's go wipe the grin off of Meat Pie's face, whatever that means. See how that goes. Or we'll just do this dungeon and then we'll be level 80. Let's do the dungeon. Nexus, a nice long Nexus run to finish this off. Should definitely get us the 2.5 bubbles we need. Or they're already in. Okay, they're already in progress, but they're like. They're not that far. Unless they're running back from a wipe. Yeah, are they running back from a wipe? Hey, maybe we just get the bonus XP at the end, and then we're out. We'll see. But yeah, it looks like I'm filling a spot. That's what it looks like. They must have had somebody leave really early. Because it looks like they cleared a couple mobs, but... yeah. Oh well. We're here now. They haven't killed much yet.
What they say about it. You know what they say about it.
Nick, good afternoon, buddy. I am having a pretty good day. Thanks for being here. These guys silence me. They silence me, and it's very troublesome. It looks like we lost our healer. I am not sure where we lost them. I can't seem to target them, so they must have fell. Did they fall off? Did our healer take a dive? I feel like our healer took a dive, because I couldn't target him up there, so... And he released really fast. And if he had died to a mob or something where he could have been rezzed, I doubt he would have released. That's embarrassing. I've done it, so I understand how it feels. They were like, wait for healer. I tossed the tank a heal, and he started to move. Maybe I can trick him into pulling the boss. Look, you're getting healed. The healer must be here. I don't think he's going to pull the boss this time. I got him to pull that pack by tossing him a heal, but I think he realized the healer is not here. Come on, I can heal this. Let's go. Yeah, there we go. We're going. He's a Death Knight anyway. He doesn't need a healer. He's got Death Strike. Yeah, he can just heal himself back up pretty much constantly. Literally does not need a healer. It's crazy. Tim, good morning to you and welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here today. I appreciate it.
Preserve? Why? There's no truth
And there it is. That is the level 80 ding that we've been waiting for. It happened. That was the perfect time. A lot of times it happens like mid-run. And then you got to finish the run, but you've already dinged. This was perfect. Let's go ahead and Skinner to celebrate. There we go. Leave instance group, and now we are done with Northrend. Wasn't too bad. And now I know for the future not to get excited for level 78. Because level 78 gets us nothing. It was scripted. It was definitely scripted. 100% fake content.
Hi, how are you? Alrighty then.
And there we go. A personal summons. Oh, it's gonna keep popping up over and over and over and over and over again. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, okay, let's just go over here. And we'll try to turn it in. Should probably stop by the class trainer and learn any of our outstanding skills, of which there are sure to be at least a handful of them.
How are you?
Hex, heroism, we can finally bloodlust. Rockbiter weapon. It's nice to get Rockbiter weapon at level 80. Who didn't want to wait till level 80 to get Rockbiter weapon? Wow, I'm so happy we have it now. And we learned our mastery. Rockbiter weapon at level 80. Good job, Blizz. Good job. Makes a lot of sense. Let's just put heroism out on the bar somewhere, so that we think about it ever. There we go. It has such a weird icon. Very cool. Drop any wrath. Yeah, let's clean out the log. Definitely. We'll keep that one. Let's drop everything else. So, I think this quest is trying to lead me to Vashir. I don't want to go to Vashir. I need to get this character into Hyjal. So I gotta find the person that takes me to Hyjal. Maybe I need to visit a command board. Maybe the command board will give me more options. So if I follow up with this, it's gonna put us on a boat. The boat's gonna crash. We're gonna be in Vashir. The questing add-on is Dialogue UI. And there's also, this is the dark mode, there's also just a traditional mode. You got a lot of flexibility in different things here. Mount Hyjal, here we go. Heroes Call, Mount Hyjal. Secure transportation. Transportation to Moonglade secured. Speak to Cenarian Emissary Jade Moon. Okay. Yeah, it's really amazing. It's basically like, it's how the quest box should look in a modern game. But even in retail, it doesn't look... I use it for retail too, because, yeah. For some reason, when they update the UI, they never think like, hey, let's make the quest box better. Let's just use the same quest box for 20 years. I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure nobody minds, because nobody reads the quest anyway. What was our time to get to 80? 50-something hours. Close to 50. 2 days, 6 hours. So 54, almost 56. I think that math works. 2 days, 6 hours, and 46 minutes.
Goddess bless you. Go in peace.
How do you check your playtime? You type in /played. Just hit enter, type /played. That'll pop up your playtime.
Is it too late? Deathwing's presence nearby. Let us hurry.
Let's go ahead and we'll set our Hearthstone here. Should probably vendor. Vendoring also seems like a great idea.
Much remains to be done. The dreamer has awakened.
Mr. Santa, good afternoon, good evening to you. Welcome to the stream, and thank you. Yeah, you missed it by minutes. Mere moments. It's rough here before you get some gear. Yeah, it's okay. We're hitting them pretty hard. They hit us pretty hard too, to be fair, but we're hitting them hard enough. It's not too awful. Raise, I appreciate that. Alright, that's 4 out of 4 for the guys in stealth. We need 4 more rock elementals. There's a vendor in the building that sells Cataclysm green gear, you think, to help start the questing. We will check that out. That would be some cool quality of life. Alright, let's go take a look at some of the vendors here. I know there's a quartermaster. Yeah, see, there's a quartermaster, but you need to get to honored first. Honored, and like some of it is level 83. 83. Maybe there's somebody else. I'm pretty sure that's it. General goods. General goods got the food and water. Yeah, I think that's just the reputation vendor here, who has good stuff once we get a certain amount of rep. Unless there's somebody over here, which I don't... Oh, here's some... Well, that's blacksmithing supplies. I don't see any other vendors. Alright, let's see. Am I going to continue after 80? Just today. Yeah, today I'm going to play for a little bit more. Ultimately, yeah, some of you guys probably weren't here when I talked about this throughout the early part of the stream. So here's the DL. A big part of the internet thinks that we're going to get a Joyous Journey experience buff next week. Everyone seems to think this is going to happen. People won't stop telling me about it. And the level 80 to 85 takes a long time. Level 80 to 85 would probably take about 15 hours without any kind of experience buff. So my plan is, after today, I'm going to put this character on the shelf until next week. And we're going to see if we get a JJ buff. Regardless of whether we do or not, in a week's time, we'll pick the character back up and we'll continue the journey. But it doesn't make sense to push all the way through 80 to 85 when they're going to give us an experience buff next week. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some time. We're going to level up a character in retail after today. I'm going to level up a paladin, I think, in retail to get my retail EU account going, because right now I have no characters, no progress. And a week is a good amount of time to level up a retail character. We can do that in a week. We can get that done. We can get it into endgame. We can see a little bit of content. And then when the JJ comes out, we can jump right back on this character, finish the 85 journey, do the heroics. We'll get all of our heirloom stuff, and we'll do a death knight. And hopefully we'll get the heirlooms, and we'll do the death knight, and the death knight will still have the Joyous Journey. From what people have said, the Joyous Journey is supposed to start next week, and then it's supposed to go into the pre-patch. So we're hoping that we'll have it for a while, or that the pre-patch is coming out much sooner than we expected. That's the plan. Yeah, we're going to play a little bit more of this today, just because I'm not going to do a second stream today. I'm not going to start retail today. So we'll play a little bit more of this today, and then tomorrow we're going to be checking out some retail for the next week to see if we get a Joyous Journeys and a release date for the pre-patch for MOP. Any questions, comments, concerns? When's the next Tauren gonna happen? Probably never. Probably never. And by hooves you mean Draenei, then maybe soon. But if by hooves you mean Tauren, probably never. I still don't know if I'm going to do Enhancement Shaman for retail or if I want to go Pally. I still haven't decided. I'm going to try to decide by the end of the stream. I would like to create the retail character that we're going to start tomorrow. So I'll try to figure this out by the end of the stream.
Hail to the light.
Peace, friend. Walk with the earth.
As long as it has hooves and a tail. If it's a Draenei Shaman, it will have hooves and a tail. Chat vote. I never do what chat wants me to. I listen to chat too much as it is. I listened to chat all day yesterday and nobody told me that I wasn't getting into this content at level 78, so I don't really trust chat that much today. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll get into character creator and we'll mess around. My shoes are untied? Your mom's untied. How do you like that? I don't even know what it means, but I bet you don't like it. Teach you to come into my chat talking that kind of slander. I don't even have shoelaces, buddy. We are getting our asses beat. Just absolutely beat into the effing ground by these guys. We're gonna need some gear stat. This is why heirlooms are important. Heirlooms are important for when you jump into a new expansion and you have nothing. If you have heirlooms, then you're off to a fine start. If you don't have heirlooms, you are going to get beat up for a long time. Yeah, there wasn't one that sells greens. There was a rep vendor, and the rep vendor sells blues eventually at level 83 if we have enough rep with Hyjal. But I didn't see anybody selling greens, unfortunately. As cool as that would have been, they don't exist. Yeah. I looked around. We can keep looking, but I clicked on every NPC I saw. I checked out every NPC that was there. We can go back and do it again when we turn in these quests, but yeah, I didn't see them. They must be hiding him somewhere good if he does exist. Robert, you think that got added in MOP? Yeah. That makes more sense. It makes more sense. Like if this, because in MOP this wouldn't be the current content. So then it makes perfect sense to have a vendor to sell you a bunch of loot to get you going. But yeah, I with it being the current content, it's not gonna be here. That makes sense though. I bet it will exist as soon as MOP pre-patch drops. Yeah, when the MOP pre-patch comes out, that vendor will probably be there. That's what I would guess. Why did my wolves run over there and start attacking stuff? Can anybody explain to me why my wolves ran all the way over there and started attacking stuff? That's broken to a point where I am no longer going to use that ability in the open world. That's how broken that is. They should only ever attack mobs that I have attacked. I can now never use that ability again in the open world. That's completely busted. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's not even that they're unaggressive. They walked past 2 other mobs that they could have attacked that were closer to get to the mobs they attacked. It's not even just that they're aggressive. They're aggressive and they make bad choices. Like, they ran past a bunch of mobs and started attacking someone all the way, and then I would have had to run past those mobs, except those mobs would have aggroed onto me, and then I'm fighting 3 mobs and then I'm dead. I'm not using them anymore. I'll use them in 5-man content.
Strength.
Nothing for us at all. Okay, we'll take the plate to sell it.
grant us strength.
I can't spread my fucking flame shock on these guys. I have no way to efficiently kill them. There we go. It's like I was killing them with auto attack before I could spread the flame shock, which that's the only way that I can do decent AoE. Take that away from me and I have nothing. Oh, we need one more. I thought we were done. We got 29 out of 30. So we have to go do another one. I have the AoE totem, sure. It's pretty useless.
To the light.
He put living bomb on us. What a jerk.
to strength.
All right, I feel like that's a good foothold in Mount Hyjal. I don't feel like I really want to push much more than that. It seems like leveling up here would be easy enough. But I think we are going to follow through with the plan. We're going to wait and see what shakes out over the next week. And we're going to see if a little JJ bonus shakes loose in the next week. Maybe even some news about the pre-patch start date that we can latch onto. So yeah. I believe I am just going to teleport this character. Apparently I did not set my hearth where I thought I did. Firstly, I was pretty sure we had set the hearthstone at the lodge there, but I guess not. We'll just take them back to Stormwind and I will park them there. And then we're going to play the waiting game for a little while. And in the meantime, on the streams, we'll see about leveling up a retail character and see if we find that enjoyable. And I kind of want to jump into the character creator real fast if I can, and check that out. Give me 1 second. Boop. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Alright, so I got some pre-mades here. We'll probably delete some of these guys. Mainly I have them to hold on to names. So yeah, what do I want to do? I don't think I need this Warlock right now. I think I'm gonna trash the Warlock. Potentially for the name. Do I want to do a Shaman? Do I want to do a Paladin? Kind of my options. Draenei Shaman or a human paladin. I have very limited race options. I can't even be a dragon person. I don't even have them unlocked. A troll hunter, get out of here. You're banned. Overly dramatic music for character creation. Yes. That's true. Already we have a longer tail. There we go. That's all I want. That's all I wanted in Cataclysm, was a tail that was that long. Like, that's how long a tail should be. In Cataclysm, you're stuck with the short one. I don't like the short one. Yeah, exactly. Don't forget the tail slider. Exactly. That's the length of tail I want. There we go. So yeah, I mean, the question is still, is Shaman or Paladin? Shaman or Paladin? Shaman or Paladin? Can I make an Eridar? I wish I could. No, I don't have the Eridar skin unlocked. We could eventually unlock it, then we can go Eridar then, but right now I can't. Yeah, I mean, I probably will have an easier time with the Paladin. The Paladin will probably be more fun to play on stream. Paladin, yeah, I think the Paladin is probably going to be more fun to play on stream, to be honest. Just because I can get a little bit distracted, I don't have to be quite as focused. There's no, like, straight up, like, black hair? Is that as dark as it gets? I guess that's as dark as it gets. That's kind of an interesting look. Oh, look, the Shire music started. I didn't know they had Shire music. Go bald. No, thank you. We could do something else, though. Yeah, I'm not going bald. Well, that's pretty cool. I kind of like this one, or this one. She needs more Cthulhu parts. I think she has all the Cthulhu parts she can get. Honestly. And now for some hot-looking librarian glasses. There we go. I don't think glasses are an option for us. I think she's looking pretty good. I don't think I can do, like, different tendrils, though. These are the only tendrils. The weird thing is, in Cataclysm, I think you can pick thick or thin, like, face tendrils. Oh, here they are. Here it is. Yeah, that's it. Ooh, I don't really like the thick ones. No, I like the thin ones. Yeah, let's not do that again. I think we're good. I think this will probably work. Oh, thank God, I can skip Exile's Reach now. Oh, thank God, they're not making me do Exile's Reach. Yeah, the darker skin was kind of interesting, yeah. There's not a really good complementary hair color, though. I didn't see a good complementary hair color to, like, the really dark skin. But maybe that would be a better look. I'm gonna stick with this for now. If we don't like it, we can go to the barber shop and change anything we want at any point. Yeah, somebody took my name, so we are now Ramble. I don't get to be Rambles, but we can be Ramble. Let's just go in and check it out. I'm not gonna do a lot today, obviously.
Empower.
Yep. Yep. There we are. This is us. I don't think we really need to do a lot with the UI. I've got some key bindings already set up. I've got my immersion mode tab already set up. I should probably pull that out to where you guys can actually see the immersion mode tab. Just put that over here somewhere. Seems good.
The Naru have not forgotten us.
I still got the camera zoom on. Probably end up turning that off.
Be well.
Should probably just go slap something around. See how that feels. I should have some mounts. Yeah, I guess I should have some mounts. I mean, not many mounts. No, I don't think I have any mounts. I have 0 mounts. Zero mounts. No mounts for us. Oh, I can use the red ones, but I have to wait till level 10. That makes sense. So I have some mounts. No good ones. There we go. There is the thumbnail. There is the thumbnail for tomorrow's stream. Yeah, this is a fresh account. No, this is my EU account. I have not played retail on my EU account in the same way that I have not played Cataclysm until recently on my EU account. It's a new account. It's basically blank. Nothing going on. No heirlooms. Not a lot of mounts. I played a warlock that we deleted that warlock. I played them up to like level 19, 15, whatever level they were. So I've unlocked a couple of mounts, but nothing really great. I like the tail physics. This is why you need a longer tail. With a longer tail, you get more motion. Very cool, guys. I'm going to leave it right here for today, and tomorrow we will start this journey. Like I said, we will be putting our level 80 Shaman in Cataclysm on hold until the whole joyous journey thing shapes out. Once we know exactly what's going on with the JJ, when we're expecting it to drop, what are the dates for pre-patch, then we'll know when we're going to jump back in, cap that character, and fulfill our quest for all of our Cataclysm heirlooms, especially to get the Death Knight leveled up. But yeah, I think this will be a good, fun thing for us to do in the week or so that we wait and see like what's going on with all that stuff. So I appreciate you guys being here. Hope to see you again tomorrow. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.